Good morning, Homestead family. I thought I would show you a little bit of a garden update this morning. Over how beautiful these marigolds are. They just keep blooming and keep blooming. The thing I'm gonna do is give you an update on the sweet potatoes. They are starting to fill up the bed and it cooled off. Today's our first really not humid hot day. So I'm hoping we're gonna be cutting it close, but I'm hoping we can make it to maturity before these are harvestable. So we'll see. Some beds finally weeded out, and so in this bed, this is broccoli, and so we have about 6 broccoli plants here. I love broccoli. I'd really like to plant some more of this. Kind of wish I'd got more, but I didn't. And on this side is Brussels sprouts. So this will be our first time growing Brussels sprouts, so we're excited to see what we get from that. This was one of the hardest beds to weed because of the dollar weed in there. It just is a booger to get out. So my husband and I took a lot of time. Mr. Homestead worked really hard getting some of these beds weeded. But in this one, we have cabbage. Cabbage is also something that we really like in our family. We love slaw. I loved cooked cabbage. So we planted a whole bed of cabbage. This half of the bed is, I believe, a hybrid type cabbage. And then on this, my hands don't go the way I think they should. On this half, it's an heirloom cabbage. And the hybrid is noticeably bigger than the heirloom, but I believe in the end, the heirloom's probably gonna come out and be our best cabbage. Our collards are coming along nicely as well. They're finally starting to get over the shock of transplanting them and starting to get some hardiness to it. You can tell that they're starting to get some strength to the leaves now, so that's good. Watermelon bed over here is just about done. So it came out, and then the pests just get to it so quickly that it doesn't quite always get a chance to finish as well as it should. Here we have, and this is our tall bed up front in front of the garden, we have lettuce over here, romaine lettuce, and then we have celery here. And then what I did was I came back and took some seed and planted in between the lettuces, and like this gap here I filled in with seed. So we'll have like lettuce coming ready to eat earlier, and then after we eat that, then behind it will be coming the next wave of lettuce, so we'll have enough for a while. And then over here in this bed, which you can't see anything popping up yet because we just put seeds, but this is our cauliflower bed. So I'm excited about that. Let me turn the camera around. I think I've given you this shot before, but so we've got 3 arches going through the garden now, and this one is going to be actually roses. We're going to plant roses here for this arch just to have it year round, and just for something pretty to walk into to enter the garden with. This next archway is our plans for the winter or the fall garden is to put butternut squash, and we're gonna try butternut squash on a trellis this year. It's the first time we've done that. I wanted to show you a trick. Well, I can't show you because I've actually already moved it, but tell you about a trick that I used. In this bed right here, we planted kohlrabi here in this bed, this half. And if you can see in, we broke our rake the other day, but if you can see the indention right running right along there and right along there. What we did was we planted radishes, and we had a heavy rain coming that night. So what I did was I used a trick that I learned from Roots and Refuge Farm. We just sprinkled the radish seeds on top of the soil. We didn't even bury them because radishes are kind of planted shallow anyway. And then we took a board and laid on top of each row, and we left it there for like 3 days. Let the rain come. It wet them really nicely, and I picked the board up yesterday, and let me show you what's come from. So can you see where it's germinated? The radishes are already germinating. Little tiny. There's a couple. There's some right there. The boards just keep the moisture in the soil where you plant the seeds, but it keeps it from washing the seeds away, which is nice, because how many of you ever planted something and come with a hard downpour and your rows are no longer rows anymore? So this bed is kind of my wild and crazy bed right now. I still have onions that I need to pull up here. Over here, I believe I'm probably going to be adding some compost and some mulch to this bed first, and then I'm going to be putting carrots in this half of the bed. And then of course we have our herbs over here, and I'm really tickled by the way the herbs have gone. The basil has bolted, and that's okay. I've got more basil up next to the house. This thyme is really pretty, but I'm gonna let this bolt just so I can let it flower and get more seeds from it. The purple basil over there, and then we have our sage right here, and then there's the dill growing back there. And then we've got some I can't think of the name of it. Loofah gourds. So I pulled all the loofah gourds up, and some more just kind of sprang up on their own, so I'm letting them do their thing. Don't know if they'll last through the cold weather, but it's going to be a while before it gets really cold here in Florida. So so we're just going to let it go and see what happens, and that will cover the last arch in the garden. So that's where we stand right now, guys. That's what's going on in the garden. We've got lots of things. The to-do list is a mile long as usual. So y'all stay tuned, and we will keep you updated on what's going on for our fall garden. I want to talk to you real quick about compost. This is our compost bin, and we actually expanded it a while back to 2 bins. So once we fill one, we can just let it rest and continue to break down while we start filling the other one. Well, this one has, let me see if I can turn this around, some really nice dirt coming here. There's still some grass in it, but it's really smells really well, really good. So we'll probably be putting this on our gardens. And this one over here, still, if you can see, still has a lot of grass, and we're still adding to this bed right now. So what happens is, when this bed gets full and we've used this bed, we'll go back to filling this bed again and putting our scraps, our food scraps and that kind of thing in there. So it's just a system that has worked out really well for us. We use, basically what I put in here is food scraps from the kitchen, no meat, no fats, no dairy. I do use eggshells, and that's about the only animal product I use in the compost is eggshells. The rest of it is like, you know, when I cut an apple, the apple cores go in there, or when I cut up onions, onion roots go in, or rotten tomatoes, whatever. Sometimes just as long as it is plant-based and it's food scraps, that's what goes into the bed. And then when we cut our yard, we go through after we've cut it and pick up all the grass clippings, and we add the grass clippings to it. So between grass clippings and food scraps, that's about it. We may put a little chicken poop in here, a little manure sometimes, to add to it, just to give it a little fertility, but it's just basically waste. It's our waste that we're putting into this compost, and it works out amazing. So y'all have a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Y'all be sure to like and subscribe, and so you can catch all of our videos. We have some interesting things planned, new things coming up. There's always, we have a huge surprise coming up soon. I'm not gonna spoil it right now, but a big project coming up soon that we're really excited about. So you guys have a great weekend. Remember, do your best and watch God do the rest. Goodbye.